Let's got here, and it's time to talk about rezero, and what an episode. This bromance here, just the Julius Subaru dynamic is making me cry, and so many callbacks, and back in season 1, the parallels, the mirroring between the characters here that we have with Julius and Subaru, just especially that last scene on the stairs in the episode. God damn, I love this series, man. Insane how good it is here, and considering where Julius is right now in his relationship with Subaru, if you asked me back in season 1 where I would see these two, I would never say here in this situation. So let's get into the episode and talk about it. Now, picks up from last week, we get full confirmation in this episode that yes, that guy, the stick swinger, is in fact Raid Astria, the first sword saint. Was more than obvious from last episode here. Pretty much everybody figures this out here, even Julius while fighting with him. Shola confirms it, but we're gonna get into those things here. First we have the fight, Julius versus Raid, and he gets absolutely overwhelmed. He was never going to win this fight here, and I have to say, Raid is definitely an asshole, jerk, scumbag, however you wanna call him. The way he talks, his accent, his demeanor, the voice actor is doing such an amazing job there to portray that. The dialogue is here, his mannerism just put that even more forward here. We see him, how he is with women, how he is with men, also how he keeps putting Julius down. You're not worthy, you're not good enough here for this heavenly sword, not even good enough to be a follower, everything just to put him down. I'm curious about the sword also, with the test here, but I'm also really curious, while he was beating down on Julius, we have Anastasia helping him actually. Steps in, starts launching spells. He's able with the chopsticks because he also has chopsticks. Why not? I'm curious how he learned about chopsticks, speaking of that. And starts even able to cut the spells, actually cutting the light. So he's that good at that level. They even compared him to Reinhardt here. You even get some of the other characters that are the strongest in different countries to Reinhardt level. Now I don't know if they are actually at Reinhardt level, but this reminded me a bit of the magic categories from irregular at strategic class in magic high school, irregular at magic high school. Get some of them, and of course from what I've seen, what people are saying, of course they fucked up the subtitles again, Crunchyrolls. It was Celius instead of Cecil's, and yeah, we have Mad Prince also, Hallibel. Just we see a bit of their silhouettes, which we're probably gonna find out more about them into the future of the series, but this episode is definitely focused on Julius and Subaru dynamics. Now, also really curious why Anastasia or the Fox Spirit stepped in to help Julius this much. Maybe because Anastasia cares so much about Julius, I don't know. Even Subaru questioned that in this episode, so we're gonna have to wait and see for that here, because she actually overexerts herself, starts getting a nosebleed here, and Raid starts mocking Julius, breaks his sword, knocks him out here. And Emilia, I really like her so much. She's kind of like that one person you have in your group that just kind of states the obvious, like you get lost with the flow, whatever happening in the situation. Everybody, even Raid and the others in the group, are getting lost in the moment, steps in and says, wait, didn't we already make you move one step? That's what Raid said that at the beginning. If you make me move one step, you're gonna be able to win. And she's just like, well, I lied. I just said it to be cool. I'm like, this guy is such an asshole here. And Emilia doesn't back down from her. Like, okay, you need to give us one way to win. We know you're very strong here. I'm not gonna be able to beat you. Just give us one way to win. And they actually make the deal again, and he actually stands by it. If I can make you take one step, we win. And he said something curious there. I like you, referring to Emilia. You're the biggest idiot since Tracy. I hope he expands on that here. We see Emilia with Gate of Babylon Ice brand art, start using everything she has, throwing ice swords at him. He wasn't moving despite everything here, but at that moment I think I really like they kind of turned this trope or cliche, however you wanna call it, on its back, because Emilia is kind of like oblivious of this. Remember when she thought she was gonna get pregnant with Subaru back in season 2? But Reed touches her boobs with the chopsticks and thinks he distracted her. He made her go flushed, their embarrassment and things like that, kind of like the usual things that happens in this situation. But no, Emilia has zero reaction and proceeds to bonk him over the head like an actual bonk with the giant block of ice. And makes him move here. And after that, he's like, wait, this is not what's supposed to happen. Wait, take this woman, she's crazy, don't let her out. He lost so badly, he couldn't believe. Of course, Emilia didn't win with power, she didn't overwhelm him, she's not stronger than him. Hope everybody understands this, even the group understands this. Was just a lot of things working in her favor here, and she's like, but all you did was touch me, what's that supposed to mean? You are wide open, so I went for it. Meanwhile, in the background, Subaru losing his mind. Feel like a wild dog there, they're trying to stop him. With all of jealousy here. But after this, Reed actually stands by the deal. Let's only Emilia pass, so each of them are gonna have to face him to be able to pass, like the giant spiral stairs that we have him spawn after that. And I don't know how that's gonna be possible, considering he's such an asshole. But also, I don't see a lot of the group being able to defeat him, especially somebody like Subaru, unless they make some deal with rules, some limitations they put in place for something like this. But I'm also really curious how much of an actual asshole Reed is. Like, is it all just surface level, or is he just down to the core a big scumbag piece of shit character personality that we have in the series? I'm curious about that, because him standing by the deal shows that there's a bit of honor, or more like pride. He didn't want to be shown badly about him not respecting his word. So I'm curious about that. We barely just met him here, but after this they have to regroup a bit. They go back. Emilia chastising Subaru as per usual. All of them don't want to let Emilia go alone, even though she wanted. She gets pouted. That was super cute. Then we have Julius and Anastasia in that healing room here, recovering. Even Subaru questioning why did fake Anastasia go that far. She pushed herself so much. You get the introduction of one strongest from each country there. Then Shola wakes up, or at least pretends playing sleeping there, saying she doesn't remember what happened, passing out. No, I will never do that. When Subaru starts slowly remembering everything she went through, and finally clicks for her. She realizes Reed is back and fully confirms it. But still gives Subaru that hug. Man, Shala's great. I love her personality so much. But from here is where the episode gets a lot more serious, so to say. We have Julius being gone from the healing chamber there. Subaru realizes he is gone, and of course he went back to, for round 2 versus Reed here. And Reed saying it only took 3 months for him to get good with the sword, probably from the blessing there. And we see slowly the flashbacks a bit with Julius, how much from a kid, how much he spent time training with a sword, when Reinhardt also showed up as a kid and he defeated his master there. But also, what I want to tie back, we see at the beginning of the episode when Subaru actually became the knight of Emilia. Julius was actually very struck and enthralled by that moment there that we saw him. We see the flashback a bit at the start, and then we see the full context towards the end of the episode here, where he was fighting Reed, sheer determination, just doing everything he could. And remember, he's still not able to use his full power, but even with Julius at full power with the spirits and everything, I don't think he would have been able to defeat Reed here. And of course, Reed putting him down, chastising him, mocking him, all of those things, and with the chopsticks there. And when he was about to go for a serious slash, insane one, he looked like a giant, actually shocking Julius here. We have that moment when Julius kind of in the face of death remembers Subaru, and then also hears Subaru rushing towards him, screaming his name. then it cuts to black. I'm like, there's no way the episode ended. I actually paused. I look at the time. Okay, we still have more. Don't do it like this. Like, I don't need another cliffhanger after we chat till here there. And we get back in the episode. Subaru carrying on his back Julius, and I love when he wakes up still bantering between them here, talking a bit. Julius figuring out that it was Reed from the stick swinger comment there, and Subaru tells him that Emilia passed. I liked that small reaction we see in Julius, the pride there when he realized that Emilia passed. It affected him here, but he put on a brave face and said, hey, this is okay. Now it's not insurmountable to get past Reed, but you see it hurt him a bit on the inside there, and the conversation between them here, I really liked it quite a lot. The more it went on, the better it became here, and we see the parallels and the similarities between Season 1 Subaru when he had that moment versus Julius when he fought, when Subaru basically, everybody hated Subaru at that point here, and a lot of people dropped the series, but imagine not sticking with it, and Subaru becoming one of the best characters, main characters in every series I've seen so far. You are one of my all-time favorite characters, but there's no denying I would have slapped him back in Season 1, but then we see Julius acting like that, Subaru back then, kind of like a role reversal that we have here. His pride being hurt, not wanting to admit, lashing out, especially as Subaru, I don't need your help, pushing himself off of Subaru's back, even though he wasn't able to walk properly himself here. Just when they showed that flashback and Subaru being the one that to intervene into this situation, kind of breaking through, doing what Julius did for him, saying, hey, we're both idiots, we're both stubborn, but still supports him, goes under his shoulder to support him, and calls him out on his bullshit, basically, on his facade that he was putting in, saying, you knew you're gonna lose, I understand what you're going through, not to the same degree with the power, feeling that weak here, but kind of similar emotions with what they both gone through. And when he said, you won't go down these stairs alone, I actually cried here. I got tears in my eyes, just goddamn, seeing this again, and the callback to Season 1 here, and Julius realizing and just saying, Subaru, I'm sorry. And then shut up from Subaru. Man, the last scene in this episode was just fantastic here. And then we see the full context of the flashback from the beginning of the episode. Julius being the only one shocked and touched by how far Subaru has progressed from how their relationship started. And the dynamics, the relationship, the bromance between Julius and Subaru is one of the best things about rezero, and I'm so happy with this series. This was probably one of the best episodes in the series so far, let alone this season. And like I said at the start of the video, if you've asked me back in Season 1 where I would see Subaru and Julius, probably would have said enemies or a generic character we'd never see again. But damn, this is how you do character writing, development, and sticking with it here, and showing how much both of them have changed thanks to each other and thanks to everything that has happened. Absolutely insane how much I love their dynamics here. But also have to talk, how the fuck are they gonna get past Reed now that they each individually have to get past him, not just one person and then they all advance. So this is gonna be very interesting to see. I can honestly more Shaw, of course, is always great here, and I'm curious about Reed to see if he's a full asshole or is he putting a facade. So all in all, we had a fantastic episode here. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode, what I think about Julius, Subaru, and everything that is going on. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying rezero. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.